So this is all the question I have given you for the interview preparation, right? And I told you that you have to just go through this program once, run it, and note down the error and try to understand the flow. Did you do that, everyone? You have run the program, but did you understand the flow of the program?
No, sir. Some points were understood, but fully not understood.
Which points are not understand? Which program do you don't understand?
I forgot, sir, that time like
Mhm.
throw and all something is there, sir. I didn't get that.
Okay. Chandan,
Sir,
yeah, which program is not clear? Do you remember that?
yes, sir.
Tell me the name of those program. So few program that I will going to just explain you now. I have already shared with you, right, these programs. Uh, you can go through it. See, so array list is what, right? See, there are different way of doing the programs. Okay. Array, I have explained in the last class. What is an array? That it's used to save a homogeneous data element, right? It's basically a data structure. We call it as a data structure where we save a data, we organize the data, we manipulate the data, we play with the data, right? So that is called a data structure. Now array list is what? It's a part of a collection. Okay. In your syllabus, there is one module called a collection that I need to start. Okay. Just a minute. Just see this program once and let me know. Let's take 1 minute and just explain me what you understand from this. This program is clear. If you have studied data structure or if you have an idea, just go through it. Even if you don't understand, that is fine, but at least explain me in your way, because there in the interview they will give you few code. You have to explain them the flow. So what you understand from this, you have to explain me. Okay. So just see this program. You might have run it, how the output is come, what output did you receive, did you get it when you run this program. Just check it, or like, or just go through this program once, just see this program, and what you understand, just tell me. Yeah, please tell me now what you understand from this.
First we creating the array list, sir.
Yeah, so what is this array list?
In the name of list.
What?
We creating first array list in the name of list. Name.
No.
Sir, creating the array list by the name apple, banana, mango.
No.
Sir, list of or collection of array is called array list, sir.
Mm, somewhat correct, but see, the name is here, right? By looking into the code, you can just understand that the name of an array list is list here, not an array list. Array list is a type of that list. List is a collection of similar element, and when you treat those element in the form of an array, means you can access them based on the index and all, then they call as a array list. It is called, it comes under collection. Okay, collection means what? That collection means you are saving an element in that, you're storing an element. Okay, so collection is like a, you are storing the element in that. So array list is also like that, where you are saving the element. Okay, so here list is the name of that array list. Okay, now in that list, how you're going to add an element? So for that, you are calling the predefined function that are available in this array list. What is the name of function? Add. When you call this add function, this will going to add. You can see here, when I'm clicking on this, it's showing me what function usually call internally. Okay, so this predefined function, when you call list dot add, it will going to add this element apple to which list? This list. List is a name of the list of a string type. So you are going to save element of what type? String type in that. Now after that you are printing. Once you do this, now here what you're converting? You're converting in the form of an array. Okay, list to array. Array list is what? A list, a list of an element, a collection of an element that you want to treat it as an array. Okay, now when you do list dot to array, then it will be actually you are converting into the actual array, and you are giving the size of the list as a size of a list. Okay, here list dot size, you are going to pass it to this array. It means that whatever the number of element you have added, based on that the size will be here calculated, and there's that many as element, you can save it into this list. So string item list dot to array means what? You're converting the list, which is of an array list type, to the array. After that, the for loop. If I told, do you remember like for loop, how do you declare in Java? For integer I is equal to 0 and I is equal to greater than, like that, just like in C language or any other language. But in Java 8 onward, there is a new way of declaration come into the market. There, how you are going to write? First data type, then a variable, colon, item. Okay, what does it mean? How many number of element this item is holding? According to this line, how many element it will hold? Item.
Three,
Can you please repeat?
Three elements.
three elements.
Yes, 3. So now this s will, now here, what does this for loop mean? That number of element this variable item is holding, based on that this s variable will also work. Suppose item is holding item value is equal to 5, then this s loop will going to run how many time? 5 time. So here item is 3 time, right? You said absolutely correct, you all, that this item will be holding the value 3. Okay, means, so this item, when you will going to run, how you're going to run? There are two ways. Either you can write like this, string as colon item. It means that each value of this item variable will be assigned to s, and the count of the item, it will going to be run. I repeat once again, this for loop, how you can understand? See, this item is holding the value, and how many value they are holding? 3 value. So this s variable will going to run based on the number of value item is holding, and the value held by item we are printing here. So it is just initializing s with the value of item, and it will going to print. So it will be like this. Now you are doing the opposite thing. Now you're converting an array as a list. It means array is what? A collection of an element, homogeneous element, contiguous. So when you convert it as a list, why we are converting into the list? Because in the list, array list, you get predefined function to add an element. Similarly, there is a remove function is there to remove an element. Now you tell me, I have explained you array program in the last class. This one, okay, this is a character array we have seen, right? Program 2, there is one more program 1, I think so. Hmm. Yeah, you can see here, right? So you tell me, according to the program that I've explained you now, you tell me like, is there any function in an array to can directly add an element? No, right? How you add an element? Either in a compile time like this, or you can read user input and explain it, right?
Yes, sir.
So here the same thing is happening. Now here we are converting into the array as a list so that we can use this predefined function add, and there is some function remove clear as well is there. Then it will going to be run smoothly. Okay, and that's the reason we are calling this array list. Okay, let me show you this program as well. I will share you my GitHub link. If you have my GitHub link, you can download the program again from there. Okay, let me create another project. Go to the file, new project, Java project, next, collection, the name of a project. I'm giving collection. This array list comes under collection. So don't get confused. What is this collections and all? Now I created a collection project. In that collection project, I'm creating a new file, new class, and I'm giving a name. Program array list. I'm just copying the program because you already have this code. If you still having a difficulty, then I will going to write, but it will going to take a time. So I'm just copying my from on my workspace. Now if you see here, this program is very easy, not much difficult. You just have to understand the flow first, how it will going to work. Let me run this program. So you see here it is printing, right? If I add, now the reason is that why do we use such kind of thing? Suppose if you are using for loop, then in the for loop you have to always be sure that it should be condition should be correct, right? I less than n. Suppose n is the size of an element, so the iteration should be always like this, that for I is equal to 0, I less than n, right? But suppose if you modify the program and you add some more element here, then you have to change the for loop as well, right? But in case of this kind of a for loop, you don't have to change anything. You just have to add an element here, list dot add. Okay, I am adding a new element, grapes, and you run it. See, it is printing, right? But in case of old for loop, you have to write like string s is equal to 0, s is equal to less than. So suppose if you add an element, you have to change this for loop as well. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Can you explain
Yes,
me?
sir.
Yeah, can you explain me what I have said?
Sir, in normal for loop, we are using like that for I is equal to 0, I less than and I plus plus.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of that, we by using like a for string is equal to item, how many of the elements are it's not how many, it's more elements also it's necessary to change there, sir. It will easily to execute.
Correct. So here you don't have to depend on size of the element you added. Okay. Now, like I'm giving you general example. Suppose suppose you have a 3 element, right? And you have to just see the element, you have to print the element which is greater than, which is less than 4. So you write like this: integer I is equal to 0, I should be less than 4. If the I value is less than 4, suppose you have an element 3, okay, you have an element 1 2 3, so obviously you are going to take a 4 so that it can print it, right? But I'm saying that if you use another for loop, then you don't have to wait for this condition. You can simply write for I colon. How you're going to write? For integer I colon, and wherever this element is holding, suppose if it is present in the variable and array, then you just give the size of an array or variable like this, so it will going to run continuously. So how many number of element this S is holding will be assigned to the I. Suppose S is an array holding 3 value, then I will going to be run how many time? Means this for loop will run three time, and this I will be assigned the 3 value, that is 1 2 3. Then you can simply print it. That was the logic of the program, that if they ask you, you should be able to tell that. Right, so this was the explanation of that program. This is a collection list. It's not difficult. First, the syntax is list. What kind of data the list is holding? String type. Give the name string here. Name of the list. You can give any name here. List 1, list 2, input list, output list. Anything you can give. New array list. You are converting into array list, right? After that, when you want to add element, use add function. Yeah, one more thing I wanted to tell you. Suppose you want to remove the grapes. You don't have to do anything. You just have to just write down the remove and run it. It will simply remove the grapes from the list. You can see the grapes has been removed. If you want to clear the whole list, you can just write down list dot clear. Okay, you can see all these are the different functions are available: clear, add all, contain, equal. These are the different functions are available. Is empty, notify. Lot of functions are available. When you use collection, then lot of functions are available to you. So what is that? List dot clear, and you run it. When you're going to run it, it will going to okay. So when you're going to run it, it will going to clear all the element. Now you see here, is there any element is coming? Why it is not coming? Because you have called the clear function, which has removed the element of the list, right? So like this function work. Do you understand this function? This array list, how it works? Array list is a collection. It's just an array, means you are converting the list to the array. And similar thing, if you want to convert to the array a list so that you can use indexing, you just have to call as list. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is one of the most this is the one program that usually ask in the exam. then array sort. This is, I think you might be aware about it. Right? This is the easiest program. Chandan, can you explain me what this program is doing?
First we initializing the one array, sir.
Hmm.
Then it call the
Initializing an
function
array. Okay, array of what type?
string type.
Hmm. Then,
Then we sorting the that array. And
but this array dot sort country, why do we use this?
for sorting arrays.
That I also know that sort function is used, so it will go into array the sort. But why do we use only this array dot sort? Because this sort is a predefined function available in this array class. You can see here, I told you the package structure, right? What is a package? What is a package? What is a package?
Package is a collection of programs.
Hmm. Then when it is a collection of program, then what is this? Chandan, what is this?
Initialization.
No. This is not the initialization. Have you worked in any other programming language?
Sir, the
Wait, Chandan.
sorry, sir.
Yeah, I will ask to everyone so that you can get some confidence. Uh, Chandan, have you worked on any other programming language?
No, sir.
Before this, in your syllabus, any other programming language was not there?
C is there, sir.
Yeah, C is there. Okay. So in C language, what you write in the top?
Initializing standard input output.
So that is
Importing.
hash include stdio dot in.
Stdio.h.
So that is not an initialization.
Import.
Yeah, import. You are
Yes.
adding the file to your program.
Sir,
Okay. Initialization means what? When you are initializing to the variable. Initialization means when you initialize any value to the variable. This means you are adding a class file to your program so that you can use all the predefined function. Do you know the reason why we add stdio.h, conio.h? Because we use printf, scanf function. So the definition of those printf, scanf function define in the stdio.h, conio.h. So that is importing the files to your program, not an initialization. So this step is called importing the file, adding a file to your program. So if anyone asks you, you should say we are adding a file to your program and this is a package structure. Package means a collection of folder where we keep the files. Okay, so it will be Java. Inside Java util folder, inside util folder there is a program called an array. In that array program you have a function called sort. That sort function will, when you call it, and that is why we are calling like this, array dot sort. It means that in array program, array class, there is a sort function, and to that sort function you are passing variable country.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah, anyone was saying Supriya, you right? Supriya or Kumuda, you are saying about this part.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, now you can say.
That one only, sir, what you said.
Hmm. So these are the very small thing that you should remember, because in the interview we don't get much time. So be clear with the concept so that we should not make any mistake here. Okay. So that's why I told you this is called importing or adding a file to your program. Okay. Yeah, Chandan. Now you explain me the for loop. Till this you are correct. You're till here. After that, this for loop is doing what?
It's just first initialize the initialization condition,
Mm-hmm.
then declaration, then termination.
This is initialization, condition,
Termination.
and yeah. Okay. So how it will work? I is equal to 0. 0 is less than country dot length. So what is the length of the country?
Length of the array.
Yes. So India, United States, Malaysia, Australia, London. So total five will be there. So it will be I less than 5, right? Because it's starting from 0. So it will work from 0 to 4. 5
Yes, sir.
element. Okay. And then we are just printing every element, this one. So this also one program that you can see, if in the interview they do not say you to follow or to use any predefined function, then if then you can use this program. Suppose there is no restriction on using predefined function, then remember how you're going to sort an array with this array dot sort, and how you're going to use this line when you import Java util array when you add to this program. Okay. It is very easy, like just like this: import Java util array list array. So the structure will be what? Collection, inside collection the name of a package, inside the name of package the file name. So it will be something like that. Suppose if you want to use this program array list class and a function main, okay, inside this, suppose just like a sort, how you're going to write? Import Java dot. Now here we don't have a Java folder, so I'm writing like this: import collection, or better if I write in this way: Java dot collection. In that collection the name of a package is what? Default package. Dot program underscore array list. So like this it will be importing. Suppose it means what? That you have a Java folder. In that Java you have a collection folder. This is the name of package folder. Inside that there is a folder package named default package. Then this is the name of file, and in this name of file whatever function you want to use, then you have to write that program, the name of a class name, program array list dot the name of a function. Suppose in this program the name of function is main. So how are you going to write? Program array list dot main when you want to call the function. So like this you should understand this. Okay, now let's see another program. Binary search bubble check number in the string. Yeah, binary search and all data structure. So I will going to explain you separately. Now this program. Now Kumuda, do you want to try this? Can you explain me this program? Kumuda, can you explain me this program?
So first we have to declare the string like login something.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Boolean flag.
Why we are using this Boolean flag?
Sir, I don't know about this Boolean flag.
Okay, no issue. Then about this.
Initializing the value I is equals to 0.
Hmm,
Then if 0 is less than string length, this length,
hmm,
if it is Boolean means true or false here.
hmm. Yes.
Then incrementing the value.
Okay.
Next, declaring the flag.
Okay. I will explain you. Okay, wait. So here till this you have accept the input, right? Why do we use this Boolean flag? See, it is working. It will going to process each and every character of your string, right? So it will going to work like this. I is equal to 0. Is I is less than str dot length. So whatever the length may be, something suppose length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So total 13 elements are there. So you are going to check 13. Is 0 is less than 13? Correct. Correct. Condition true. You will come inside. Character dot is digit string dot caret I. Okay, what is the current value of I? What is the current value of
Zero,
I?
zero, zero.
0. Okay. str is what? This variable. So what is the element present at index 0 of this str?
Loren.
Yes, lorem. Now character dot is digit. Is lorem is a digit?
No, sir.
No. So flag is of what type? Boolean. So it will going to hold a value true and false. So if this condition is not true, this flag will be false. Now it will come if flag. So if flag value is false, it won't come inside. And if flag value is true, then it will going to come inside and print this. So now suppose here character is digit lorem. So this will be a false. So if it is false, it will come inside. It will going to write string system out print string contain number break. Flag value when it will be true, then only it will come inside, right? Always remember flag value when it will true, then only it will come inside. Here the flag value is false, right? Because lorem is not a number. Similarly, ipsum, similarly for has been, the industry, standard, dummy, text, ever, since, the, as 1500 will come, it will going to check character is digit string dot caret 13. So 13 is the last index. String dot caret is 13, 1500 is a digit. So flag is equal to true. When flag is equal to true, okay, so this condition become true, flag value true. As it true, it will come inside, it will going to print. So like this the for loop you have to explain, and it work like this. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, great. This all program is with you. This is one of the most um, asked question in the interview. They will ask you this question, so you can practice this. If you write the program 2-3 times, you will easily remember the logic. The logics are very simple. I have written in a very simple way. So please go through this program. Okay. So let's see next program.
Sir,
Yes. Yes. Any question?
sir, can you explain me that logic and I mean the for loop of the program? And once again, if once again, sir, if statement,
Yeah. So this if
if
statement,
flag
yeah,
equal
flag
to
is,
false, then if
yeah,
the
if flag is equal to false, then if flag is false, it won't come inside, right? Or if condition when it executed, when condition is true. So if the flag
yes,
value is false, and when it will be false, when character is, when this is not the digit. Okay, lorem is a character string, so it is not a digit, so flag value will be false, so it won't come inside. But as it encounter 1500, immediately character is digit. It is asking, is character is a digit that you are reading? Yeah, it is a digit. Flag value will become true. And if condition, so this here what will value will come? True, because flag is equal to true. So here true will come. And when the condition is true, you will going to print inside it. And as it
Yes, sir.
print, it will going to immediately break the loop. This break is an optional. If you want, you can, if you ignore that also. Break is why I added, because as it encounter the first number, immediately it will break the execution and it will going to print character string is encounter. Now is clear?
Yes.
This program, did you try anyone? Nobody show me this program. Did anyone try this program? This program name is count character in the file in Java.